Guys, what's going on? I'm headed up to the supermarket. Had a few things I had to get. Not getting like a big grocery haul. I normally don't do that. I usually have most of my stuff at home, and then I just kind of buy it piecemeal as I see I'm starting to run out of something. So I get a lot of questions from a lot of you guys about the food, what I eat, how I eat, when I eat, and just things like that. Probably get more questions about food than I do about exercise, which is really a good thing because the food really is more important than the exercise, and I hate to admit that, but it really is a fact. So yeah, I'm going to run into the supermarket and get a few things. I just figured I'd show you, some of the things I'm picking up, what I eat, some of what I eat, um, and rather than get into what I don't eat, uh, which is most things. So it's probably easier just to show you, just a few of the things that I'm picking up today that I do eat that are like staples in my diet. I've mentioned before, I eat a certain way, and I have my reasons for it. I do what I do. If people ask me my opinion on things, I give them, and all I can say is this is what I find works for me. I can't guarantee it's going to work for anybody else. I've talked in the past about people with certain diets. You have your vegans, the carnivores, and whatever vores. You know what I mean? I can't argue that. I can't say that that's the wrong way to eat, the right way to eat. If somebody was to tell me I'm a vegan or I'm a carnivore or I do keto consistently and I'm very healthy, I can't argue with them then. You know what I mean? But if you have some type of diet and you still have health issues and you're so dogmatic that you say, no, I eat this way, and but your health isn't optimal, and you'll still you'll insist that it has nothing to do with the diet, uh, then there's really no, if you're that dogmatic and you're that stuck in your ways and so unwilling to change and try things, then I don't know what to say to that. But I know the way I was raised. I was raised on processed food, junk food, um, pretty much throughout my career. When I worked, I worked shift work all hours of the night. There was no rhyme or reason to what I ate, when I ate, and I always thought I was getting away with it. And then it was well into my 40s when I started noticing the physical ramifications. I started having some health issues, and I knew that I had to change. So again, the way I eat now, uh, as far as I know, uh, I don't have any health issues. I don't know that doesn't mean there couldn't be something on the horizon. Hopefully there won't be. I came down with Lyme disease a couple of years ago. That's always in the back of my mind. So I'm always eating a certain way. I'm trying to minimize inflammation in my body. So again, in my mind, the research I've done, everything that I eat is geared for certain goals that I have, and just things that I want to, there are certain things that I just don't want to put in my body anymore. Like I said, I went my whole life, cereal and fast food and pizza and burgers, and I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I know what it did to me. I know how I felt. But again, I still have people come up to me and say, "Oh, well, I eat that all the time and I'm fine." You have to look at, it's similar to compound interest. You're building it up. I firmly believe that we're going to pay a price for that at some point. It may come sooner for some, may come later for some, but I really believe that the human body isn't made to subsist on this stuff, this garbage, these chemicals, this fucking putrid stuff that we're putting in our bodies. I firmly believe uh, that that's what's driving the obesity epidemic, the sickness, the heart disease. And there are people that'll argue that it's caused from other things. And again, I don't have it in me. I don't have the inclination to argue with people or try and prove my point. I have my point of view. I'm willing to share it with people, but I'm not willing to argue it with people. So anyway, with that out of the way, I'm going to run into this supermarket and let's see what we got on the agenda for today. All right, guys. First stop, the produce aisle. Right, like they say, you always stay around the perimeter of the supermarket. You don't want to go deep into the bowels, right, into the filthy bowels. So I usually hit up with my lemons here. Grab a handful of lemons. I like the lemon. I drink some lemon water during the day. Sometimes squeeze a little bit into my green tea. So when it comes to your lemons and limes, you always want to go for fresh. They do sell fresh lemon juice in a bottle. It's usually going to be way more expensive than buying lemons or limes themselves. Never buy this bullshit that's in these little yellow containers. Or make sure you just check the ingredients if you buy anything in a bottle or anything in a little squeeze bottle like this. Because it's not, it'll have lemon juice, but they'll also put lemon oil in it, which we don't want. Okay. If we're going to use lemon juice, we want just fresh lemon juice. I always like to keep a few apples on hand too. I usually just grab what's on sale, to be honest with you. Make sure with your apples, these things are covered in wax. So you either have to scrape it off, and you'll see if you take like a little paring knife and you scrape these things, you're going to get a ton of wax off of them. And basically they do it so the fruit will sit here for a while. It doesn't rot in a couple of days. It's really just to preserve the fruit, but you want to do your best not to eat it. So I scrape it as best I can, or sometimes what I'll do is boil up a pot of water, and you just drop the apple in there for a couple of seconds. Don't leave it in there too long, you're going to burn the skin off. So you drop it into the boiling water and pick it right out, and that'll take that layer of wax off. Can't go wrong with some avocados too. Always keep those on hand, have those in the fridge. Keep them in the fridge, it kind of slows down, because once they start getting ripe, they get dark really quick. So you keep them in the fridge, it slows down the ripening process a little bit if you want to hold on to them a little longer. Always have to have a few bananas on hand too. Buy them green, don't buy them real ripe when you first get them. Get them green and let them ripen up for you. So the deal with bananas is they start out, when they're in that green stage, they're basically like a complex carb. And as it starts to yellow and then it starts getting that brown color, what's happening is it's breaking down. And when you get like a really ripe banana that has all those brown spots and it's starting to get mushy, you basically have like a sugar stick. But when it's on the greener side or less ripe, when you eat it, it's more of a complex carb, and it takes a little bit longer for it to break down in your body. So other than that, in the produce aisle, I'm basically, I'll grab some onions, some tomatoes when I'm in the mood. I actually have a couple at the house now. I like berries when I eat my yogurt. I eat a lot of berries actually, but what I do is I buy the frozen bags. I find this much more cost effective because a lot of times if I go, sometimes I'll let them go a few days and I won't have them. And then I wind up just throwing them out and wasting the money. So we're making our way over to the meat aisle now, to the meat section. This particular supermarket, a lot of times they have, very often, if not every week, every other week, they have this, big family pack of chicken breasts on sale. It's like $1.99 a pound. And then they'll also have the boneless chicken thighs, which I like to get. Other than that, the bulk of the meat that I eat is beef. I'll just eat, normal ground beef. I'll get the 80-20 or the 85-15, whichever one it is, whatever's on sale. They also sell small packs of grass-fed beef, and I'll buy those and stock up on them whenever they go on sale, which is kind of sporadic. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason when they do it, but sometimes you can get it for, maybe $5 a pound. Here's an example right here. This is grass-fed, grass-finished. This is one that I get pretty often, but again, I don't pay full price for it. I always wait till it goes on sale, and then I stock up, buy myself a few pounds of it. It comes in these 1-pound blocks. Another option too, I eat pork, so a lot of times I'll find these little ham steaks, and they'll be on sale for like two and change each. Again, when I don't eat them often, but periodically I'll eat them. So if I do see them on sale here, I'll grab a handful. This way I have them at home. Making my way through the fruit juice aisle here. Orange juice and whatnot. I stay away from that stuff. I don't drink any juice. I eat the fruit. I never drink the juice. Making our way down the milk aisle now, which is another big scam. All of this bullshit, low fat, no fat, oat milk, flax milk, just such bullshit. I mean, if you're gonna drink milk, just drink milk. You know what I mean? All right, making my way over to the yogurt now. I eat a lot of yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, nothing else. Nothing with any fruit added, sugar added, flavor added, anything. Just plain yogurt. Now, I'm not fat phobic when it comes to the yogurt, but sometimes, a lot of times I add some pecans, some walnuts, some type of nut to my yogurt. So that's plenty of fat there. So I'll just keep some non-fat yogurt on hand. Again, plain Greek, and this is just a full fat. You know, if I'm not going to be adding any nuts or anything, I'll just use that. But again, it has nothing to do with being afraid of eating the fat. Another thing I like to pick up when I'm here is they sell this goat milk kefir. Kefir is basically a liquid yogurt, right? Great probiotic, great for the stomach, great for the gut. So I like to drink this. It's a little on the expensive side, but again, I don't buy it. I have it sporadically, but I like to get that one. If you're ever going to get kefir, though, it's just like everything else. They bastardize everything. You just want plain, full-fat kefir, nothing in it, because they, like I said, they bastardize everything. They have reduced fat, they have flavor, they have sugar added, they have this, and it just totally destroys a very healthy food. Another thing I'm big on is the eggs. I eat a lot of eggs. At the end of the day, eat an egg, eat eggs. You know what I mean? Don't worry about, you get into cage-free, pasture-raised, all this, without boring you with all the details. From what I understand, the best bet when it comes to eggs, but unfortunately the most expensive bet is going to be pasture-raised eggs, which I get on occasion. Sometimes I'll just buy regular eggs. Not optimal, but again, better than eating a bowl of Captain Crunch. So push comes to shove, an egg is always going to beat out the shit that's in the cereal aisle. Again, I mentioned earlier that I like to eat a lot of berries. I always go for the frozen because it's much more cost effective. You don't have to worry about them going bad. A lot of times they do run sales on them, and you can get the big 3-pound bag. So it's usually your best bet. When it comes to any type of fruit, if you have no blood sugar issues, if you're lucky enough not to have any type of issues with blood sugar, you can really eat any type of fruit. But if you're looking to go low sugar, for the most part, the lowest sugar fruits are always going to be your berries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, and then your blueberries. Guys, when it comes to fish, I've mentioned this too a lot before. I eat a lot of sardines. I actually have them on auto ship from Amazon, where they're actually cheaper than buying them in the supermarket for the most part. But I happen to like this specific brand. I've been eating it for a while. This one is packed in extra virgin olive oil. Never, ever, ever buy sardines that are packed in canola oil, soybean oil, really anything other than extra virgin olive oil or water, okay? You're taking one of the healthiest foods on the planet and soaking it in soybean oil or canola oil. It makes no sense. And also, don't worry about getting sardines that are skinned, have the scales and the bones removed. It's kind of defeating the purpose. There is some nutrition to be had there, and you're not going to choke on a sardine bone. The only other type of fish I eat is some tuna fish. I get the solid white albacore. Again, I don't buy this here in the supermarket. I usually get it. That's when I do like a Costco haul. They have the larger cans, and it does come out to be a lot cheaper. So again, I don't do tuna fish. When I was a kid, I would douse it in mayonnaise, which is just a big jar of soybean oil. Throw it on some white bread, some white toast, and that was it. So now what I really do is just open it, drain it, a little salt and pepper, and some lemon juice, and that's it. I'll eat it right out of the can. Another thing, guys, I like to keep on hand is a couple of jars of some red sauce. I'll put this on sometimes on my ground beef. I'll put it on my sardines a little bit, but be very careful with this stuff. First of all, the good stuff gets expensive, obviously. But again, I'm always hunting for a sale. When it goes on sale, I'll pick up a bunch of jars of it. But always look at the ingredients, because some of those, the ragu type stuff, they're going to be loaded with sugar too. So you really have to look at the ingredients and see what the hell's in it. This one's pretty clean. So really do your due diligence before you get those. And again, always look for a sale. All right, guys. So that's it. A couple of things that I eat that are really staples in my diet. Like I said, I eat twice a day. I eat 2 meals a day. I keep that within an 8-hour eating window, which means I go 16 hours a day without eating. Sometimes it's 18, sometimes it's 20, give or take. I don't eat anything in between those 2 meals. Um, it's extremely rare that I deviate from any of those rules. So that's it. If you guys have any questions more specific, feel free to drop me a comment. Shoot me an email, whatever it is. I'd be more than happy to try and explain things. If I get enough questions, maybe I'll do another video and go into things a little more in depth. Other than that, hope you guys are well. Everybody get your reps in. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll talk to you in the next one.